It's been a good camp, very competitive group in the secondary and on the cornerback room. Got some new guys in there that's making it competitive. It's been really good to see Dominic Hill, Alex Oliver, and Charles Yates mix in with some guys that's already been here like Mo and Dexter Ricks. And so looking forward to seeing them continue to compete through the end of camp, and I think we'll be in a good spot.
Yes, I think camp's going pretty well. I feel good where we're at. I don't know that we're there where we need to be yet, but we lost some big time players last year with John and Xavier. But JP has been our transfer from Louisville. He's been doing really well. I like him. I'm really all the transfer guys are really they should be in a position to contribute. Jordan Hall and DJ Geff. Aaron Fenimore has really stepped up his game too as a redshirt freshman now. I'm counting on him to give us some good quality stabs. And Harry's gotten better for sure. And I feel pretty good about where the room is right now. We just got to continue to get better as we go and get that depth there. So, but feel good about it.
Coach Chow was talking the other day about wanting to get to that 6th, 7th, 8th guy. Trying to find out who those guys are. Do you think you're getting closer to that as you've gotten deeper into camp?
Yeah, I do. We mixed it up a little bit yesterday and threw some different combinations in there for the first group. But I feel really good about the other guy who's had pretty good camp is Andrew Johnson, junior college guy who was an Oregon State guy originally, and he came in here injured, but he's coming back strong. But yeah, I think in the small picture, I guess you got to have 7. You'd like to have 7 that you feel like you can go out there and play with, and I think we're getting to that 7, 8 is where I think we're at, close to 8 now, and then hoping a couple other guys keep developing as we go.
How much of that continuity on the offensive line is the fruition coming, the aggressive and hard-natured practices that may or may not have led to some fights early, but coming to fruition now of what you guys want?
Yeah, we always pride ourselves on being the most physical team that anybody's going to play. That's what we want to be. And I think that, there's a lot of things that we do, and if you really, and the way I explain it is even if it was these 2 guys doing it or these 2 positions doing it, it could be these 2 positions, but they're executing the same thing, if you follow what I'm saying. And so my point being is that, even though they haven't maybe done it with this guy at this point, there's continuity there because they know how to do it and they get to do it together when it's time to do it, and it shouldn't be a problem, you know what I mean? But, there's been some aggressiveness out there. It's been good. Everybody, you think about it, right? You get right out of the bowl game, and now it's just been against the defense every day, all day. That's all we do, and they're getting itchy to get out against somebody else for sure.
Dominic Hill was listed as a safety first, right? And when did you guys make the decision to move him to corner?
Well, the good thing, really in the secondary, we call ourselves 5 for 1, 5 DBs out there on the field. I think we're really talented back there. Got some guys that we, of course, had to bring in to kind of make up for some of the guys that we lost last year. And so Dominic Hill played at Temple, played at South Carolina. Very talented DB that's big, long, smart. He's played a lot of football. At Temple, he played in the nickel area, So if you see safety, sometimes that's really like the nickel area. And he could play safety. He played in the back end. So we were in the spring when he came in. We were short at corner. He played a lot of corner for us, and then we moved him around already. So just in the secondary in general, you'll see a bunch of guys in different places, and and I think we got guys that's been in the system for 2 years now. They know it really well. And we got some new guys that we add in, some new pieces, and that's just going to be part of it. We're going to move those guys around to wherever they can get in and help the defense at immediately or the best.
You feel like you're kind of getting closer to, I know Coach Jabwell said that hopefully the depth chart will be kind of established after the scrimmage on Saturday. is next week kind of the time where you feel like you'll kind of have your ones and your twos a little more defined?
Yeah, I think with the just with the competitiveness back in the back end, I think we try to keep those guys always competing. Like our mindset is just throughout the season, it's gonna always you never settled as just a guy in the back end, and I think that's kind of the mentality you got to have set. Like you competing every day, and so we try to set that. But coming into the last part of camp here, we kind of want to find out what guys can do and like, hey, in these scenarios, this guy's really good in man. We want him here. We're going to be in a nickel or dollar package or a different package where we can add another DB on the field. He's really good here. He's physical enough to do that. So we're kind of making different packages so everybody's going to have a role to play. Like that's just kind of our goal. We want to use. We got a lot of good players. We want to use them. And so that's what we're trying to do. We developing different packages, different spots for guys they can come in and play.
How much has Jaden Sweeney impressed you?
Jaden Sweeney has impressed me a lot just because, and if you ask him this, and I kind of went through some of the guys in the secondary, just asked him like, hey, what's your greatest trait? He would tell you that he's athletic. One of the greatest things he probably impressed me with, we moved him into some different positions. He's been playing a lot of corner this camp and really has done a phenomenal job. But I really think it's more of the mental part for him. He's been focused on trying to stay consistent on the details part. I think that's the key, especially in the secondary, just really in the game and in life in general. Sometimes we let details slide, and they become big things. And so I think that was always kind of his, kind of a little bit of his struggle. And as he's grown and made that transition, he's been, he's showing up earlier, watching tape, asking the right questions, trying to put himself in the position to be challenged. And so I think that's what's been really good for him. And if he continue on that path, he's going to be really special at some point for us, for sure.
Alex is a guy that you're familiar with from your time at VMI. Was it kind of natural connection for you guys when he kind of went to the portal? And then how has his adjustment and transition been to being here at Liberty?
So I got to coach AO on my year at VMI. And definitely got a lot of respect for those guys that go to VMI and play football and go through that school. And so I knew what kind of character he was. Like he was our type of, what Coach Chad would like to bring into the program. He's going to be a yes sir, no sir. He's going to give you his heart. He loves football. Very talented. Can cover. We played a lot of man last year, as you guys know. He's a man-to-man corner that can play. Smart enough to move into the nickel, physical. So I think he's going to be a really, really good part for us, a piece to find. He's played a lot of football. He's almost played close to 3,000 snaps of football at DB. If he plays anywhere close to 400 snaps this year, he'll get 3,000. So he knows football. Like he just jumped into the system and kind of just got it. I look for him to be a good part for us too.
Coach Durkin, from your experience, what is the benefit of having not just center back, quarterback, but having a center back, and Jordan White to anchor your offensive line? How nice is it to have that luxury?
Huge, yeah. He's really smart, and we put a lot on him. He sets a lot of what we do. It starts with him, and then certainly the quarterback is important in a lot of things that we do, and getting us into the right play and/or moving the protection when they're bringing it from the opposite side or whatever. So there's some communication that's got to happen there. But Jay White's really been really good there.
Has Jordan's leadership grown as well now that he's one of the elder statesmen on the line?
Yeah, he has. And we're kind of forcing that a little bit too, just because we want him to be a leader. But it has. The guy, he's one of those guys listen to. I think that they respect, his work ethic and his ability for sure, and he's just a good dude, So yes, his leadership has grown, and so has X Gray. He's another one who's really Xavier Gray has really developed in the leadership area. So that's been good to see.
You lose the left side of that line at tackle and guard. Are Jack Tucker and John Paul Flores ready to take that step? It's a line that gave up 9 sacks last year. Are they ready to?
It's a quarterback.
What's that? he had a lot to do with it, yeah. But are those guys ready to step into those roles on the left side?
Yeah, I like JP a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I said yesterday, we mixed around a little bit. Jordan Hall's been playing some left tackle as well. He played tackle at Monmouth last year and previous till he got hurt. So he's been a little slow starter only because he was coming off a total ankle reconstruction. But he's been really developing nice. Yeah, I mean they're big shoes to fill over there for sure. But I feel pretty good about where we're at right now.
Got time for one more question for the coaches.
Jordan pushing Jack, those two kind of for that left tackle spot. Then is that still kind of to be determined?
I'd say that's a good way to put it. I mean, this has got to be a good, like you said, there's always value, I think, if you can find 5 dudes that it's a no-brainer and these 5 are playing, then that's good. But at the same point, like a lot of guys on defense like to do, I mean, you're going to run, the more guys you can rotate in, the better. And, we try to play as many guys as we can. Now, I'm not going to reward them if they're not ready and they're going to hurt us, but if they're ready to play and they've earned that time, then they're going to play. So I got no problem. I've rotated centers before, so I got no problem rotating whoever it is along that line that has earned the right to be out there. They'll be out there to play. So there's going to be some different lineups for sure. I don't think there's anything that's set in stone, and that's a good thing, I think.